action's coming. I know what's coming. Oh shit, you know what's coming now. And Ari fucked up the intro, so.
Hello, welcome true believers. You're back with Wasted Opinions. Today we're talking about Thor the Dark World. We're going to be doing a review of it.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, another one of our
from 8 years ago or something.
MCU reviews. Trying to catch up, getting closer. We're in phase 2 now. So I guess first we'll introduce each other. I am the LewisLightning. Over on my right.
MussKeg. Yeah, you know me. Always on the right.
I'm not dreaming or stupid. I think I've been hit by Cupid. No one needs to know right now. I'm Countryboy.
I was like, that wasn't a song.
I actually don't know that.
It's
that
Shania
Twain, baby.
The best Shania Twain song, yeah.
Okay. So to get things rolling before we start talking about the movie, let's have a shot.
Buy homemade moonshine.
So the champion. Oh, I was gonna say you're gonna tell us what it is, but we got.
I'll buy moonshine. Which is pretty good.
Remember this being tamer than what we had before.
That's tamer than what we had before, yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, Thor: The Dark World, the second Thor film in the MCU. It's actually quite reviled by a lot of the fan base, I would say.
Yeah.
It's probably at least like top 3,
well,
top 5 worst.
One of the things that I think sucked for Thor: Dark World is it was the first one after Avengers, right?
No, Iron Man 3.
Iron
Man 3 came out.
Yeah.
Okay, so both of those movies really settled into that.
Yeah.
We just had this awesome movie.
Now let's dial it back again to this.
Well, at least Iron Man, he already had the second one, right? So this is Thor's first outing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know people. It's one of their least favorites, and it probably technically is probably still one of my least favorites. But I do like it probably around the same as the first one. I was watching it recently. I just still like it for it's a little more serious than definitely Ragnarok. A lot of other movies too that came after that. It didn't have a lot of comedy beats to it.
Getting right into it, it did have a pretty emotional part when Loki. You think Loki dies.
Yeah.
I remember watching that in theaters and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of sad.
Yeah. Actually, they're like, oh damn, he's like the best villain they have in the MCU. What are they doing?
Yeah.
But an actual death was their mother, Frigga.
Renee Russo.
Mm-hmm. Renee Russo. Her death. That was that's emotional for them.
That was big, and sure we didn't see a whole lot of her in the first Thor. We didn't really know her, but I mean as far as the world of Asgard goes, that's your queen.
Exactly.
Freya, right?
Freya?
Freya.
Frigga?
You said Frigga.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of those names.
So I guess we'll just quickly, we usually talk about the cast and stuff. Cast is largely the same, aside from the 2 additions of Christopher Eccleston, who played Malekith. I guess you guys have any comments on that?
I mean, that was probably one of the worst, but not worst, but probably one of the biggest downfalls for this movie was it had the bad guy it was like
he didn't have anything to do.
Oh, I'm just bland character.
I'm just a dark elf. Okay.
Yeah.
I like him, like the actor.
But his whole mission was just to get the ether.
And he had like that other guy. I don't even remember the name. He had the muscle basically.
Yeah.
That was more of a bad guy than he was.
He was actually kind of cool. I kind of liked him with his look. His look great.
I hated his look.
I liked it.
Talking about the big muscle.
Yeah.
Guy,
So
the dude that broke that stone or whatever it was.
The big muscle guy. The character was Curse. That's who he was playing.
Was it based off an actual thing in the?
Yeah. Maybe that's the actor is Adewale Akinyo.
It doesn't really matter who the actor is.
Okay.
Doesn't even have lines, I don't think.
No, he doesn't say a word.
He has maybe
he's
2 or 3.
Big and strong.
Yeah.
And ugly.
So, but
I thought he looked cool.
They recast was it Fenris?
Fandral, yes.
Fandral.
So I guess that's technically a little different.
Yeah.
Zachary, he came in for one.
Yeah.
He wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I know, but they kind of took care of those. They kind of took care of those. Oh no, it was in it. Sorry, that was in a different. It was in Ragnarok. But they just kind of.
All right,
we'll get rid of.
See where he's going.
Yeah. Come on. Spoiler.
But yeah, I was saying because this one is so hated by a lot of the fan base. Let's just kind of split up pros and cons. So I mean, I don't know. We'll start with cons because it's I guess easier to do since so many people point out all this shit already.
The villain.
So the villain. kind of talked about that already. I think great actor. He had so little to do. If you'd seen Malekith from the comics, he's a little bit more lighthearted. He's a little bit kind of witty and jaunty, and he in one comic he cuts off Thor's arm and he starts wearing it like a
like
a scarf, like a boa, yeah. And he's like throwing it around and stuff. And this portrayal, he was just kind of dead, flat, and he's not even really there. Like a lot of times he's on a ship. A lot of the time he's just standing behind the big guy.
Honestly, he reminds me kind of like of Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought both of them had kind of just bland characters.
I like Ronan a little bit more.
I like Ronan more, and Ronan to me was a little bit of the combination of the big guy and the kind of quiet.
One comment I have from this is I did not. It had to do with two of the other people that come back. I didn't like that Stellan Skarsgård character. I can't remember. Had this whole like kooky crazy thing.
If it wasn't
Eric Silva, it was super. Yeah, like he's wandering around naked and all that.
If it wasn't so over the top, I could have got on board.
And I felt Kat Denning, who was good in the first one, they did too much with her in this one, and the whole like her with that
the intern
thing was just
didn't need that at all. She didn't need a love interest.
No, that was unnecessary.
Yeah.
She was good there, just like add a little bit of punch to whatever snare was going on. But this was
she did in the first one.
Yeah.
And
then this was just like all her talking for like 2 or 3 minutes.
You know what it reminded me of, to jump forward a little bit? It reminded me of Ned in Spider-Man Far From Home, how they did the angle of it. It just got annoying.
Yeah.
Any more cons from you?
Cons, I don't know.
It could be like
there's a few. I mean, the overall movie itself, it didn't have like a huge impact. I found like a lot of the other movies do. Like this one, maybe it did for Asgard, I guess. Obviously, they spent more time in Asgard this movie, which is a pro, I'd say. But
we'll get there. Pro's coming next.
I know. I'm just trying to think like the cons. It was just kind of more of a bland movie. I thought it just didn't stand out. It's not a movie that has like this big, amazing moment.
So you say something there about stand out. Here's where I think one of the biggest challenges comes when you're reviewing these movies. Are you reviewing them just as a movie on its own? Or are you pulling it and saying, compared to all the other MCUs?
I try to do both. I try to compare it and I try to do it on its own.
Yeah.
But does it have any amazing moments that you're like, oh yeah, I love this in this movie? Is there a moment in this movie that has that?
No.
It doesn't stand out for my take.
Well, the Loki, the
Loki's
fake death.
Yeah.
That got, but.
Yeah.
So let's say for my cons, kind of the more specific ones, I didn't like the look of Curse. Not a big fan of his look in the comics either, but when you jump over to the MCU, like often they kind of change what they look like anyways. This was just really like horns, the ugliness, and nothing to it. I didn't really get that. And another really specific thing that I didn't like is when Curse picks up that big rock in the Dark World, or whatever you want to call that, like the Swartleharm.
Yeah.
It just looks so fake and how he throws it.
He picks it up and it's so hard to pick up and then throws it like nothing.
Yeah.
That doesn't really make sense physically.
Just looks pretty hokey. I didn't really care for that.
Yeah.
So talking with pros, I did like that place they went to. That was a real place. That like Svartalheim, like that's someplace in Iceland apparently, where it's just all like that. But I'll let you go first with pros this time.
Pros. What was I saying earlier? I like the I guess the more seriousness tone a little bit, because I find a lot of MCU movies go comedy first, whereas this movie was more serious first, which is something that I appreciate. Like the later Captain America movies were more serious. They throw in the comedy when they need to, and that's what I like about it. This movie did that. It could have maybe used a little more comedy because it was actually more serious than you would think. But then Ragnarok goes the other direction, and we'll get there. We'll get there.
Park, yeah.
But no, that's what I liked about it. It's just that it was a little more serious than some of the other movies, and I did like I like all the actors. Like I like Chris Hemsworth as Thor. I think he does a good job when he plays the serious Thor.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins, amazing actor.
So great. Yeah.
Can't really get better than Anthony Hopkins. And Tom Hiddleston, I think he's still the best MCU villain that we have as Loki, honestly.
If you kept going that way, I was going to say like Renee Russo, like she got some character development there as well, which I think comes to fruition in Infinity War. Like you see that a little bit more when she sits down and talks with Thor before he goes back in time.
Yeah.
That you get to see like some more of her character and her importance, because the first movie had nothing for her.
Really, yeah. She's definitely side.
Pro for me, I thought they featured the Norse world a lot more in this one instead of putting Thor on Earth.
Yeah.
I mean, Asgard, I love Asgard as a setting. It's really cool. So you got to really see a lot more of Asgard.
That was cool.
I mean, we did have an Infinity Stone introduced in it, although I had no clue that it was a stone.
Didn't know, yeah.
which was maybe a con at the same time.
I don't know how this liquid
He does
is now a stone form.
Isn't it at the very end? They take the ether to
The collector.
So you would have found a post-credit scene, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I think we did know. We looked it up. We're like, oh, that's what it's supposed to be hinting at.
Yeah. So I mean, you had that, which is something, and you know, they a little bit more Loki. This is when they started to have Loki maybe turn a little bit more anti-hero ish.
Yeah.
To a degree. So.
He takes the throne at the very end. Like,
Yeah.
Where the hell? What happened to fucking?
Yeah.
Or Odin? Where'd he go?
Yeah.
Because I should go back to Khan a little bit.
Norway.
Just when you brought up the ether, it made me think back to how Jane Foster, Natalie Portman's character, like she becomes a MacGuffin because the ether goes in her, and then they're just fighting over her the whole movie.
Yeah.
She doesn't really have much to do.
True.
Pros, like you were saying, like how they showed Asgard. I like that they fleshed it out. But I was gonna say like the prop and set design I thought was much better than the first one.
That's 100%. That's my biggest drawback for the first Thor movie is it felt like a movie set. It never actually felt like when they were in that town in Texas or wherever it was or New Mexico.
That just felt like
it felt like it was just one street that they made for this movie.
Like almost like a nuclear test site where it was just like this is just a fake town
basically
put here so we can.
Whereas
do something.
They were actually in London doing actual on site shooting, and Asgard they
were actually on Asgard.
Yeah.
I mean,
they went to Asgard.
Hold on a sec. One other pro. That fight with Malekith at the end was actually really fun.
The teleporting.
I was gonna say the portals.
That was awesome. That was actually really cool.
That was gonna kind of.
You know what? Yeah, coming back to one of the cool moments of like this movie, that would probably be my favorite part.
I was actually gonna lead into that by saying like I liked how they had those portals and that they actually kind of referenced some of the like. The past movie, like they had stuff from Jotunheim coming through.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that was cool.
Like I like when he throws his hammer, it goes into a portal, and then you see he turn back, trying to go back to him. And every time he goes through a portal, he changes direction, trying to come back to him.
I like even just like some of the simpler moments that are kind of a little awe-inspiring, like when they first find out about the portals, and there's like that fire truck. The kids are like just tapping and pushing. And
it floats around.
That was kind of cool.
Another cool moment was I think Heimdall actually got kind of a cool moment.
Oh yeah, that was another
one of the
Heimdall
ships
got more of a
comes in from Dark Elves and he jumps on it, like runs up the side of the bridge, jumps on a thing, like takes it down by himself. Yeah. And then there's like 100 more that come, so it's like, oh fuck.
No, that's another pro I forgot to mention was Heimdall got a lot more.
I would say all the Warriors 3 actually got a moment to shine. Yeah. They hold off.
They did.
The rest of the Asgardian like guards and stuff at one point.
Sif, like Lady Sif.
Yeah.
Sif.
I felt like I had one more pro, and I'm trying to think of what it was, but let's talk like long term.
What was the post-credit scene for this one? Was that the Collector? Was that it?
It was the Collector, and then the very ending was
Loki,
Thor. No, it was Thor and Jane kissing. And then in the background, you see that beast like running around.
Oh, okay.
That was from like the Frost Giant world, or whatever it's called.
Okay.
It was that. Yeah, that's all it was. It was kind of a comedy one.
For some reason, I was gonna think I thought it was like Loki being revealed as Odin on the throne.
I think that was
before the credits.
Yeah.
Fun fact: the post credit scene that was not actually Natalie Portman that he was kissing. It was actually Chris Hemsworth's wife. Because they couldn't get Natalie Portman in time to do that quick shot. So he's like, just get my wife in here. And that's who he kissed.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. That's kind of cool.
Fun facts. We need like a pop-up video.
Yeah. We just put a little icon down here, like, and with our faces. Fun fact. I guess overall, what did you guys like? Not I said there's backlash. MussKeg, what did you think of the movie? Is it?
I mean, it's one of the best. I think I've only ever seen it once. Is the best way to put it. I've seen maybe bits of it here and there.
That's why I had to rewatch it.
But I've probably only actually seen it beginning to end once in theaters. Yeah. And on its own, it's still a Marvel movie. I could still watch it if I just wanted to sit down and put it on. Yeah. It was just the hangover from Avengers. So you can't. I really think on its own, it's a fun movie to watch, but when you scale against the entire MCU catalog, it just
it pales in comparison to a lot of them.
It's blah compared to that.
It really is. Yeah.
Like, you think it's a terrible movie or whatever?
No, honestly, I don't think any of the MCU movies are terrible. I think some are a lot worse than others, but this one is just a lot. There's so many better movies. Is all. That's what I would say. Like, it's not a bad movie. It's just not as good as a lot of the other movies.
Yeah. That's right about what I'm going to say. Like, I don't really think it was that terrible. Even for the time it came out, like, I still thought a lot of movies were worse than this one. Like, I know I'm in the minority when I say I didn't like the first Avengers, and I didn't like Iron Man 2. To me, those were still lower at that point in time. But, yeah, I guess there are definitely flaws to it. Ratings.
Oh, this is always the hardest part because I never remember what I rated.
I was going to actually sit there and write them all down.
But I have mine all written down. So
I'm going to put this at like a 7.2. Now, maybe that puts it like number 1 on my list. I don't know.
You know what? That's actually right around what I was going to say. I'm going to just say a flat 7.
I literally had 7.2 written down. 7.2 is
look at that.
I think I had 7.5 for the first Thor, and I was like, this is like just under that. So 7.2 is
initially I was thinking 6.8. I'm like, no, this is not a 6.8. There's probably something else. I think something like a 6.6 or something. So
yeah, we're on the same page.
Same page on that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I will get all our MCU rankings. We can put them up on screen, like maybe next time. I'll have them up. Anyways, where can we find you?
Twitch, Twitter, PSN, MussKeg.
I am the LewisLightning on Twitch, and you can find the champion at
Twitch, Twitter, and PSN as Countryboy_9. I am the champ.
Yeah, he's the champion. I didn't refer to you at all in the videos.
I noticed. Is that purposely not referring to me as the champ?
I don't ever call you guys by your names in the videos. So. Champion.
Yeah. See you all in Valhalla.
Asterisk.